Hi everyone, welcome back to Plum Mashable. So for today's video, we're going to be having a look at the Holtz Tonic Guillotine. This is the newest trimmer in my collection, so let's go ahead and have a look. Alright, so this has not been purchased to replace my Kaisercraft. It's been purchased to work in collaboration with. And that's because this is smaller. So my Kaisercraft one is a 12 by 12 or is capable of cutting 12 by 12. This isn't. This is only capable of cutting up to 8.5 inches, which 8.5 inches is 22.5 centimeters. So it can fit in a piece of A4 paper, but it won't go any bigger than that. And obviously you can only do it horizontally. You can't do this, hold on, not horizontally, landscape, you can't do a portrait. I think that's okay. For what I wanted this for, this still works. But I'm going to go through the reasons that I got one, and then I'll give you a very quick example with a piece of paper. Actually, we'll have a look at the actual trimmer itself to start with. So you've got your cutting surface here. It has grid lines in the plastic. So this is a plastic kind of machine. Is it a machine? We'll just call it a guillotine. It's plastic. It's got your 1/2 inch grid lines all along here. It does have measuring points at the top and the bottom in inches and in centimeters. I don't find using this for centimeters particularly easy, and I think it's because it's not quite, it's got this lip on the side here which makes lining it up, like keeping the paper straight, fantastic, but is really a bit difficult to sort of do centimeters and stuff. That doesn't bother me at all because usually I mark it anyway, and that's just a habit of working with every other trim in the world which works on inches, so it's not a bad thing. What I have noticed, which I do really like, there's little grid lines in here for your different sizes of things. So you've got your 3.5 by 5 inch kind of marking there, so you can line them up, your 5 by 7s, but it does have A5. So if you're an Aussie and you work on an A5 card or a standard size card base, which is a A5 piece of paper cut and folded in half, you have got an easy way to cut that. So I'm really happy with that. Basically, I could just do this, line this up with A5, which is pretty damn close, cut that in half, fold it in half, and I've got myself a standard size card base. So I'm really happy with that. I think that's a really cool inclusion that they've done for us people who don't work on inches. When it comes to the actual sort of trimmer itself, it's got 4 little feet on the back here that are non-slip, so this it does move around a little, but not a lot. Got to put a bit of force on it to get it to move around, but it is plastic, so it doesn't feel heavy. It feels really light, which I really enjoy. And then it's a guillotine style trimmer, so obviously please don't put your finger here because ow, but it does have a safety guard here so you can keep your fingers out of the way. And so far I found cutting with the guard is obviously a lot easier than cutting without, but you can take the guard out if you need to, and I think I've done that in a couple of videos that you probably have already seen. It does have a comfort grip little handle over here, which actually feels really nice when you're cutting. So far I've been doing most of my cutting at the bottom. I don't know why you do it at the top instead of the bottom, but I'm sure there's a reason. I just find it easier to do the snip at the bottom. I don't know. Someone tell me if I'm doing it wrong. It does have, and I'm just going to hold this up because it stays up on its own. There's no fear of it falling. It's very light. It's very easy to pull up and down. I'm not scared of putting my hand here and leaving it there, but it's just a practice thing. I'm just trying to keep myself safe. There is a very fine kind of edge to this. I'm trying to explain what I mean. It means you can cut a very small slither of paper, which I will start showing you now so you can kind of have a look at how good this is. So why I got it was because I have trouble with my trimmer cutting really thin bits of paper, especially when I want to do banners or sentiment strips. I can never get them straight. I end up wasting it. It's just not worth it. So for this, for whatever reason, I get such better results. So I'm just putting in a tinsy little bit of paper here. I just want to show you how fine I can cut this. So I'm just holding it top and bottom. Obviously when you've got a smaller bit of paper, you don't have to hold quite so far apart. One holding it down, one quick snip, and you have an absolutely perfectly straight bit of paper. And that's what I want this for. It's to cut things that are smaller, hence why the size doesn't bother me, rather than cutting big stuff. So it's sort of I love the fact that it's light, portable, and kind of sits on my desk a lot easier than my trimmer as well. And I don't tend to cut too many big things, but it is really easy to cut with this. I could actually cut thinner than that. I'm going to show you really quickly. I've probably got about half that here. And I can cut, now obviously there's probably not too many reasons to cut a piece of paper quite that skinny, but that is, like, to my eye, that looks pretty square. It's not as big as a square, but it's straight, which is the point. Just to sort of show you what I mean with the sentiment strips, I'm just going to cut this sort of to a bit of an edge, and this is where you can use the edgings here if you want to. My preference would be to cut this way, so to sort of cut it, hold on, I'm just going to cut it a little bit smaller. So right now that's at 13 inches. So if I just wanted to cut that to like little 1-inch panels, I just slide that across to 12, cut. Oh, I was cutting on the line.
Yeah, that's centimeters.
Oh, sorry. The numbers are, but this, I'm cutting on the thing. So that wasn't 12 centimeters, that was 4 3/4. I hate inches, I don't understand them, but anyway. So I'm cutting an inch off, sorry, a 1/4 inch off each time here. I think it's a 1/4 inch, maybe 1/2 inch. No idea. But I'm just following the grid lines along, basically. So I just want to show you how easy this is to get a bunch of bits of paper that are absolutely exactly the same size, which I can't do in a trimmer. I just can't do that in my Kaisercraft trimmer. They wouldn't be perfect, and they are 100% perfect. I trust them, and that's the big thing that I'm taking out of this. I trust when I cut with this. I don't quite trust when I cut with my Kaisercraft. Still get the results I want. This is just to sort of get that really straight, professional, kind of really crisp edges that I'm trying to get. So this little baby cost me $37.50. I bought it from Dawn Lewis, and I had to get it on a pre-order or a special order. She's having trouble getting them in from her suppliers at the moment, but I reckon from the time I ordered it to when I got it, it probably took maybe 2 months-ish. So if you do want one, maybe you want one for Christmas, it's a really good price. Like $37.50, that's a good price for any trimmer, let alone one that I know is this good. But if you are interested, just get in touch with her and she'll be able to order some in for you. They are on the website. You can do like a notify me when it's in stock if you don't want to order it specifically. But just get in touch because that's the easiest way to make sure you get one. I cannot recommend this highly enough. You will see it in a lot of my videos. It probably replaces my Kaisercraft 99% of the time unless I'm cutting 12 by 12s. That's fine with me. This is just so much easier and so much more reliable. So that is it for this little review video. I can't say nice enough things about this trimmer. I love it. It's heaven. Knowing that I can cut pieces of paper, especially really small skinny ones, and not have to worry about them being straight is just an absolute godsend. So happy to have this. Thank you so much to Dawn for ordering it in for me. If you guys did like this video, or if you want to see a review of any other kind of machine or bit of crafting equipment that you know that I have, please let me know down below, or you can find me on any of my social medias. There is an extra special bonus video coming for you guys tomorrow, so make sure you keep an eye out for it. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic weekend, whatever you get up to, and I'll catch you in my next video. Sending lots of huggles. Bye!